If you've ever argued over a DoorDash receipt, stared at your bank app like it's a horror movie, or wondered how to build a life together without losing yourself, this is your video. Today, we're getting painfully practical about money as a queer couple, how to set up accounts, choose goals, protect boundaries, and actually get rich together without resenting each other. By the end, you'll have a simple system you can copy tonight. Quick promise so you know that you're in the right place. I'm going to show you a step by step yours, mine, ours, account setup, exactly how to split bills fairly when incomes are not equal, a 5-part goal stack that covers emergencies through investing, the scripts to stop money fights before they even start, and the legal and credit basics people will never tell queer couples. No fluff, real numbers, real talk. Let me start you out with a story you might recognize. Two people are in love. Let's call them Ari and Sam. Ari makes more, Sam makes less. They move in, they keep everything separate, to keep it simple. And within 6 months, they feel weird every time the rent is due. One person is buying groceries and utilities and toilet paper, and the other pays the landlord and feels like the parent. They love each other, but every Target run feels like a negotiation. It's not about the $18 dish soak, it's about the plan they never made. If that's you, pause the shame. You're normal, you just need structure. Here's the structure I recommend and exactly how to do it. First, set your mission before you set your money. 2 questions out loud with snacks. What do you want the next 3 to 5 years to look like? And who are you trying to support and protect? That question matters in queer life. Maybe you've gotten chosen family that you're trying to support. Maybe you're planning a medical transition, fertility treatment, adoption, or a move to a state that offers more protections for you. Write those realities down. Money follows values, not the other way around. Now, the system 3 buckets, simply named yours, mine, and ours. The yours accounts are individual checking accounts and personal spending, side hustle, money, and your own savings. The ours account is a joint checking account for shared bills and shared goals. If you're not married or you're just not ready to have a joint ownership of an account, you can still mimic this with a shared bill pay account that you both fund, but keep legal ownership separate. Same flow, different label. How do you fund the ours account? You have 3 options: 50-50, income proportional, or a hybrid. Equal is clean if your incomes are close. If one person makes significantly more, proportional is the fastest way to fairness. Let's do like real numbers so you can copy the math. Let's say Ari makes $70,000 a year and Sam makes $40,000 a year. Together, that's $110,000. Ari's share of the household income is about 64%. Sam's is about 36%. If the monthly shared bills total $3,000, rent, utilities, internet, groceries, and insurance, Ari puts about $1,900 into ours each month, and Sam puts about $1,100 into the ours account. The bills get paid, nobody feels like a parent, and both people still have personal money in your yours account. If your income changes, the percentage updates. If one person is out of work, you both agree what those changes are and adjust with a time frame, and you're both on the same team. Crystal clear, zero scoreboard energy. What counts as shared? Anything that keeps the shared life running. Rent, mortgage, utilities, internet, basic groceries, basic transportation, and agreed upon shared goals like an emergency fund or a vacation fund. What stays personal? Things that are primarily for you: your clothes, your gifts for your friends, your hobbies, your personal subscriptions, and any debt you brought into the relationship unless you both decide to tackle it together. You can co sponsor kindness, like helping out old debt, but it should be a conversation, not an assumption. Okay, the money pipeline. Each payday, your paycheck hits yours. You automatically transfer your proportional share into ours. From ours, everything is on auto pay. No manual bill adjusting. Then, each of you keeps a pre agreed fun money amount in yours that you don't have to explain. Imagine a little bubble around that money labeled no questions asked. Gender euphoria sneakers, miniatures for your D&D campaign, that's your lane. This one rule can save entire relationships. Now, goals. If you're building together, you need a stack, not a vague, wish. Here's a 5-layer stack that works for most couples. Layer 1, a tiny buffer. Start with $1,000 to $2,000 in the hour savings as a life happens cushion. The goal is not perfection, it's to stop small surprises from turning into credit card debt. If money is tight, make it $500. Progress beats perfection. Layer 2, a true emergency fund. Aim to 3 to 6 months of essential shared expenses, not income. What are the bills that the R's account actually covers each month? Multiply by 3 for a starter fund, 6 if you want extra safety, and 9 to 12 if you're in a job with a higher instability or if you're planning big changes like moving or adoption. If shared essentials are like $3,000 a month, a 6-month fund is $18,000. Don't panic. Automate $300, $500, $800 a month, whatever is realistic, and let time do the heavy lift. You can park this in a high yield savings account so it earns something while you wait. Layer 3, debt strategy. If you have high interest credit cards, that's a hair on fire problem. Decide together if you're tackling individual debts separately or as a team. 2 popular methods: the debt snowball, where you pay the smallest balance first to get a quick win, and the debt avalanche, where you pay the highest interest rate first to save the most money. There's no morality test here. Choose the one you'll likely to stick to. If you do this as a couple, protect your boundaries. Agree on a monthly dollar amount that goes from ours towards shared debt payoff, and leave personal debts to personal accounts unless you explicitly opt in. Layer 4, midterm goals. This is, or we want to do something in like 1 to 5 years, like a wedding, top surgery, or HRT costs, a second parent adoption, a down payment, a sabbatical road trip in a minivan. Give each goal a name, a number, and a deadline. If the down payment is $30,000 and 30 months, that's $1,000 a month. If that feels too heavy, stretch the deadline to 36 months and it'll become about $834. Name, number, date. Then auto transfer into separate labeled sub savings so you can literally watch the progress bar fill. Layer 5, long-term investing. This is how you build actual wealth. Start with easy wins. If you have a 401k or a 403b, grab the employer match. It is free money. If your employer doesn't offer one, look for a Roth IRA or a traditional IRA. If you've got health insurance with a high deductible plan, learn about health savings accounts. They're sneaky, triple tax advantage, and can double as a retirement accounts if you don't use the money for medical bills right away. If you're brand new, you can keep investing super simple with a target date index fund and a tax advantage account, and broad market index fund and a brokerage account. You do not need to day trade. You just need time in the market. Let me put investing into plain English and real numbers. If you both invest $500 a month total, and the market averages about 7% a year over time, in 20 years, you'll have roughly $250,000 working for you. That number is a little bit squishy because markets bounce, but the direction is right. Tiny, boring, automatic moves makes you rich. Let's talk boundaries and fights, because this is where couples blow up. The goal is not to agree on every single dollar. The goal is to agree on the game. 3 boundary rules to save the most drama. First, the spending threshold rule. Pick a number where anything above requires a check-in. The number should match your income and your comfort. For some couples, it's $100. For others, it's $300. It's not about permission, it's about partnership. You can phrase it like, if either of us wants to spend over $200 from ours, we text first. If we disagree, we wait 24 hours and we revisit. Second, the personal privacy rule. Agree that each person gets a monthly, no questions asked, personal spend from yours. It could be $50, $150, Whatever. Again, it's your life, your number. The point is to stop the nickel and diming at all. If you like iced coffee and enamel pins, go wild. If your partner loves gadgets, let them tinker. You're on the same team. You don't need to turn into each other and fight about it. Third, the money meeting date rule. Have one every single week, about 15 minutes, and one deeper monthly chat for about 45 minutes. Weekly is light, what auto pays hit, anything weird, any plans. Monthly is the CEO meeting. Open the dashboards, celebrate wins, adjust contributions, set like next month's targets as well. Bring snacks. The tone matters in that meeting. You're solving a puzzle together, not hunting for blame. One pro tip: start every money date with a gratitude sentence. Hey, thanks for handling the internet bill. Thanks for catching that refund. You'll be shocked how much of that changes all of the energy. Let's add the queer specific pieces that most guides skip because our lives often include extra steps. Legal and accounting titling is not cute, but it matters. If you're married, you generally have clear default protections. And if you're not married, you can still protect each other with beneficiary designations, transfer on death for bank and brokerage accounts, and if you own property together, clear titling like joint tenancy with the rights of survivorship or tenants in common with a written agreement. A simple set of documents make your life 10 times easier. Wills, durable powers of attorney, healthcare proxies, HIPAA releases, and if you're not married, a cohabitation agreement that says that who pays what and who owns what if you split. If you have pets, add a pet care directive and set aside a little fund just in case. No drama, just grown-up safety. Credit is another big one. You do not merge credit scores when you couple up. You keep separate ones forever. If one partner has thinner credit, the other can add them as an authorized user on a well-managed credit card to help build history. That gives the other boost without tying you to joint debt. Avoid co-signing unless you truly are prepared to take over the payment. Co-signing is not cosmic support. It's illegal. I will pay this if you do not. If you want a joint card for shared expenses, pick a cashback card and automate a full statement payoff from our ours account every month. Treat points like a fun bonus, not a strategy. The strategy is paying in full. Taxes and benefits quick hits. If you're married, compare married filing jointly versus married filing separately. But in many cases, joint is better. If you're domestic partners or not legally married, you will generally file as single. If one partner has access to much better healthcare or retirement benefits, factor that into your proportional split because that benefit is a real part of your joint life. If you're planning kids, research now. Adoption costs, surrogacy, donor costs, parental leave policies, and how insurance treats fertility or transition care in your state. It's not romantic to budget any of this, but it is liberating. Insurance is love with a boring label. If you rely on each other's income to pay rent or mortgage, consider term life insurance for the years you actually need it. If you're young and your income is the engine, disability insurance can matter more than life insurance because it protects your paycheck if you're hurt or sick. Make sure beneficiaries are correct on your retirement and your life policies. Those forms usually override your will. Let's circle back to the biggest emotional trap I see: the invisible ledger. You know the one. One person's brain is keeping a secret scoreboard. Well, I covered brunch. You still haven't paid me back for the concert tickets. I remembered to buy the cat litter, and you never refill the Brita. That ledger kills joy. Kill the ledger by pre-deciding your system. The proportional contributions into hours plus spending threshold plus no questions asked fund money turns off the scoreboard. You're not roommates splitting hairs. You are partners building something. What if you're at different speeds? One person is a spreadsheet goblin and the other would rather swallow a cactus than open a bank account. You can honor both. The spreadsheet person can run the system, but the other partner still participates in decisions. Trade jobs so it feels fair. Maybe one person handles bill payments and investments, and the other handles grocery budgets and travel planning. On your money date, the spreadsheet goblin gives a 2-minute highlight, not a lecture. Your relationship is not a finance class. What about generosity? You might tithe to a community center, help a younger queer cousin go through school, you give mutual aid, build that into hours so that's not like an afterthought. If generosity is part of your values, it should be part of your budget. Even $25 a month labeled community changes how you feel about money. It stops being only about surviving and starts being about belonging. Okay, let's pressure test the system with 2 quick scenarios you can steal. Scenario 1, different incomes. One person has debt. Ari makes $70,000. Sam makes $40,000. Sam has $6,000 and 22% interest credit card debt. They choose proportional contributions for bills and they keep personal debts personal. But they agree that ours will throw in an extra $200 a month at Sam's debt for 12 months because that interest rate is brutal. That decision has a time limit and a dollar amount limit. After 12 months, they can reevaluate. Meanwhile, both contribute $250 each to a shared emergency fund until it hits $9,000. Once the emergency fund is set, they redirect that $500 into retirement accounts. No guilt, clear plan. Scenario 2, equal incomes, preparing for top surgery and a wedding. Both partners make $55,000. They split 50-50 into ours. They build a $6,000 emergency fund first. Then they open a 2 labeled sub-savings, surgery at $8,000 and wedding at $12,000. They put $400 a month into surgery and $350 into wedding. Surgery gets priority because there's a date on the calendar. When surgery is fully funded, that $400 flows into wedding. All of it is automated. They don't have to be disciplined. The system is disciplined for them. Let's talk exit plans because the healthiest couples still plan for what if. And an exit plan is not a curse, it's a seatbelt. If you break up or take a long pause, what happens to the apartment, the couch, the dog, and the money in the hours account? Write a 1-page in case of emergency note, who keeps what, how you'll split the shared savings, and how you'll divide joint purchases that don't split clean. If there's a big asset like a house and you're not married, involve an attorney and put it in writing when you buy, not when you're arguing. That one piece of paper can save you thousands and years of stress. A few micro habits that make this whole thing work even when life is lifing. First, name your accounts with a goal, not a number. Freedom Fund, Queer Family Fund, Surgery Spring 2027. Your brain treats named money with more respect. Second, pay yourself first. The transfers to ours and the emergency fund and investments should happen the day after payday, automatically. If the money sits in the checking, it will mysteriously walk to brunch. Third, celebrate boring wins like you celebrate the big ones. The month you hit a $1,000 buffer is a cake month. The month that you finally put bills on autopay is a confetti month. It's not cheesy. That's how you train your brain to keep going. If you're thinking, we've tried to talk about money and it always ends in a fight, try this exact script the next money date that you have. I want us to feel safe and free with our money together. I'm not here to blame you or myself. Let's try a 3-bucket system for 3 months as an experiment. We'll use proportional contributions, pick a spending threshold, and set 2 goals, a starter emergency fund and a fun thing. At the end of 3 months, we can either keep it, change it, or toss it. Will you try that with me? Most people can say yes to an experiment. It's less like scary than we need to rewire our whole entire financial life together. Remember why you're doing this. You're not building a spreadsheet. You are building a life together. You want to be able to say yes to things that matter most. Yes to safety, yes to gender affirming care, yes to travel, yes to helping your cousin, Yes to buying a tiny cabin to escape winter with your dog. Money is the tool. You guys are the architects. Let me summarize your action plan so you can screenshot it here and set it up. 1. Have the 2-question conversation and list the next 3 to 5 years plus who you're supporting or protecting. 2. Open the hours account if you don't have one already and keep your yours accounts. 3. Decide on 50-50 or proportional and set the automatic transfers each payday. 4. Pick your 5-layer goal stack and start with $1,000 to $2,000 buffer, then build to 3 to 6 months, then debt or midterm goals, then investing. 5. Write your 3 boundary rules: spending threshold, personal privacy money, weekly and monthly money dates, and actually put them on the fridge. 6. Handle the grown-up paperwork, beneficiaries, transfer on death, healthcare proxies, and a simple one-page what-if note. 7. Celebrate the small wins, because small wins compound into big freedom. You don't need perfect timing, perfect incomes, or perfect self-control. You simply need a system that both of you understand and both of you promise to be on the same team. If Ari and Sam can go from "why is this dish soap a fight" to "we're maxing the match and booking a trip," you can too. Money stops being scary the minute it becomes a plan. If you like this video, hit that subscribe button for more queer finance tips. Let me know in the comments how you and your partner handle money together. See you next time.